Weakness invites aggression. Weakness, it causes chaos. Weakness cultivates destruction. Our nation, it is on a collision course to economic collapse, war, and more with Joe Biden at the helm at the G7 summit. Joe Biden, once again, wandering off in front of the world, right? With world leaders there at his side. Italy's prime minister. She then had to step in. You see Macron right there kind of nodding, freaking out a little bit. Then you see the prime minister coming in and bringing him in, wrangling him back into the fold. Laugh if you may, but the joke is on us. Joe Biden, he's a shell of his former self. He's been in politics for almost 50 years. We know who this guy is. He is now a puppet running this country into the ground. Meantime, his cohort dancing, fiddling while our country burns and is under an unprecedented invasion. How many more innocents have to be killed? Look at her. Ridiculous. ICE arrested 8 men with ties to the terror group ISIS. These Tajikistan illegal aliens, they didn't sneak in, by the way. They're not gotaways. Like the other 10 million plus military-aged men from over 180 countries, Joe Biden, he invited them here. I want you to take a listen to this border agent venting to a CNN reporter that he is no longer even allowed to protect our nation.
Well, his job to get the crowd here at the border. We didn't have to babysit.
Does it frustrate you when you hear that, when you hear the narrative, like, why aren't Border Patrol doing anything? And
our hands are tied. If I don't allow them to cross and they call and complain, now I'm in trouble and I'm going to lose my job.
Why isn't Joe Biden doing his job that he swore an oath to do? He won't. He can't anymore, right? I mean, Biden's mental acuity, it's now become a lightning rod, a deciding factor in this upcoming election. According to a CBS News poll, only about a third of voters now think Biden even has the cognitive ability to serve as president. I mean, how much more low of a denominator do we have to go? If you do the math, 70% of voters don't even think Biden has the mental capacity to be the president. How many more dementia-type moments from Joe Biden does the world have to witness? Do Americans have to witness? The other half of the country have to witness before we all say, no more, Joe? I mean, all you have to do is look at this meeting between Biden and Pope Francis. Look at that. It's so weird. Biden's so close to the pontiff. He touches his forehead with his to him, and then you got Macron. Look at that. Then you got Javier Milei, the Argentinian president, behind them. He's kind of stares at them, wondering, like, I wish we could have froze it right there and kept it a little longer. But you would have seen the look on his face like, what? Perhaps Joe was thinking that some of that holiness would rub off on him. After all, he needs it with all the lies and lies he has told.
We're talking about the
laptop from hell.
President Trump, we're talking about race right now, and I do want to stay on the issue of race. President Trump,
I have to respond to that.
Please,
because, look,
very quickly.
There are 50 former national intelligence folks who said that what he's accusing me of is a Russian plant. They have said that this has all the five former heads of the CIA, both parties, say what he's saying is a bunch of garbage. Nobody believes it except his and his good friend Rudy Giuliani.
You mean the laptop is now another Russia hoax?
That's exactly what.
This
is exactly what.
This is where he's going.
You know, that was Joe back in 2020 doing what he does best, lying that the laptop from hell was a Russia. The same laptop that became a key piece of evidence in convicting Hunter of 3 federal gun charges, the same laptop that affected the outcome of the 2020 election. And now, according to several polls, the labeling the laptop a Russian plant, we're knowing now that Americans, it affected the election. They tried to say, these intelligence officials, that this was nothing more than a hoax, but it was that the intelligence officials, it was a hoax, and it was perpetuated on the American people. The perfect cover for that hoax was this letter, right? That now infamous letter signed by 51 former top intelligence officials claiming that the laptop was Russian disinformation. Highly esteemed individuals like John Brennan right there, former CIA director Leon Panetta, guy you see there, plus former Secretary of Defense James Clapper. James Clapper is a retired lieutenant general and former director of national intelligence. So, of course, you're going to believe what they're saying. 51 notable individuals. All you have to do is look at their job titles. These are very impressive people, all of them. They signed this letter at the behest of now Secretary of State Antony Blinken, declaring that the laptop from hell was a plant. It was a Russian disinformation campaign. All 51 people conspired and colluded to lie to the American people. And again, they interfered. They affected the outcome of the 2020 election, and yet they have faced no accountability. And guess what, guys? It is happening again, this time with the lawfare against President Trump. And don't let anyone fool you. This is why Hunter was charged, because everyone knows Hunter was guilty, right, for lying on those gun forms. But that's not what the case was about, him lying on the gun form, saying that he wasn't on drugs when he purchased the gun. The entire case, all of it, it was a ruse. It was a smokescreen to placate the ignorant, to confuse and convince American people out there that our Justice Department is not two-tiered, that it's not rules for thee and not for me, that the Biden regime is not targeting Trump and anyone who supports him. But make no mistake, Democrats will stop at nothing to remain in power, even if it means putting an innocent man like President Trump behind bars and destroying our country in the process.